Hello, and welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in tonight's event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Danielle, and I will be your facilitator throughout the evening. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Your camera or microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website, and also make sure to come back for the 7 p.m. session this evening. This presentation is being recorded, and it will be available at strivescan.com/Minnesota. I'd now like to turn it over to our very first presenter, Iowa State University.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amy Harker, and I work for Iowa State University. So if you don't mind, if you'll just bear with me here for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with all of you. All right. So again, welcome everyone. As I mentioned, my name is Amy Harker. I am a regional counselor for Iowa State University. I work specifically, I am actually located here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and I work specifically with students in the state of Minnesota and also Western Wisconsin. So again, welcome. It's a pleasure to spend some time with you each this evening. So quick overview of Iowa State University. We are a large public tier 1 land grant research institution. We have just over 30,000 cyclones on campus, and we are located in Ames, Iowa. We are part of the Division I and part of the Big 12 Conference. So for those of you that are interested in athletics and want to be a part of the Cyclone game day experience, that opportunity is certainly available for you at Iowa State University. One thing we're very proud of is that we are a leader in innovation at Iowa State. We have a brand new Student Innovation Center that just opened this year. We have 4 key pillars within our Innovation Center with an entrepreneurial mindset, experiential learning, a global perspective, and an interdisciplinary scope to it as well. You will find students at Iowa State from all 50 states and over 110 countries represented on our campus as well. So student involvement, I want to talk a little bit about student involvement at our institution. As a large institution, we have over 900 clubs and organizations that our students can be involved with. We also have opportunities for our students to study abroad, actually in all 7 continents, as well as within the United States, as well as part of our national student exchange program. So again, great study abroad and student exchange programs within the US as well. We also have 90 different learning communities for students to get involved with and participate in. A very large percentage of our first-year students do choose to do so. It's a great opportunity for our students to build connections and again, build that community for themselves as students at Iowa State. So the next slide that I want to talk further about here is you're going to see a list of the 6 academic colleges that we have on campus. Within our 6 colleges, we have 100 academic programs that we do offer. So a couple quick highlights that I just want to point out. We were actually the very first public veterinary school in the nation that was established at Iowa State, and it's still going strong today, so that's kind of exciting. Our College of Engineering is one of the largest programs within the country, and we offer 14 specific majors within the College of Engineering. Our College of Design, I always say it's small but mighty. Our apparel design and merchandising program is ranked in the top 5 in the country, and we at Iowa State host the largest student-run fashion show in the country as well, which is very, very fun. Also within our College of Engineering and our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, we host among the largest career fairs that again can be found in the country, something we're very proud of. Part of that is that 91% of our students are either employed, are in graduate school, or a professional program within 6 months of graduation from Iowa State. One thing that's also unique with this is that within each of our 6 colleges, all of our students have access to career advisors that are specific to that college. It's a great opportunity for them to connect with that individual as their advisor. The advisors really get to know the students, they get to know the program, as well as network with employers out in the workforce. One other thing that I do want to point out within each of our 6 colleges, maybe if you're like me, you're thinking, gosh, I really want to study within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, but I'm not sure what I want to study. That's completely fine. We actually have undecided opportunities within each of our colleges as well. All right, then my last slide here is I do want to talk a little bit about the application and admission process at Iowa State University. So for our seniors in the room today, we certainly allow and have opportunities for students to complete our Iowa State University application. We do also accept the common application. We operate on rolling admission at Iowa State University, and we don't have an application deadline. So as soon as your application is complete, we will read that and you'll get an admission decision quite fast. Also, something that's kind of unique to us when it comes to the application process is that we allow students to self-report. So what this means is that you can self-report both your high school grades and core courses, as well as your test scores if you choose to submit. So I do want to point that out for our seniors that are on the call this evening. We are test optional for fall of 2022. For again, my sophomores and juniors on the call this evening, unfortunately, we don't know that yet. So I would say stay tuned on that. So that is one thing I do want to point out for you there. The last thing I want to point out on the screen is we do have something called our Cyclone Advantage program, or our CAP program. This is a great opportunity for those of you that are juniors on the call. This is a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about the admission process, your admissibility at Iowa State University. And it does allow you to actually apply a couple of weeks prior to the application opening next summer as well. And then last, I'll just put my contact information here. It's available to you, and I will be staying on the call here this evening to help answer any questions in the Q&A as well. So thank you for being here. Don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything I can assist you with.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Amy, for that great information about Iowa State University. We will now hear from Northern Arizona University.
Thank you so much, Danielle, and thank you all for being here this evening. My name is Ashley Knuth, and I am one of the student recruitment coordinators at NAU in Northern Arizona University. I am based on our Flagstaff Mountain campus, but I do specifically help recruit in the Midwest states. So in Minnesota, Missouri, Wisconsin, and Kansas. And I am going to go ahead and share my screen here. So give me just one moment. Perfect. So I did throw my contact information up here. It will be up at the end as well, and I will throw it in the chat and be available in the Q&A as well throughout this session. But the first thing that I want to do is read our land acknowledgement. Northern Arizona University sits at the base of the San Francisco Peaks on homeland sacred to Native Americans throughout the region. We honor their past, present, and future generations who have lived here for millennia and will forever call this place home. Northern Arizona University is located in Flagstaff, so we are about 2 hours north of the Phoenix area, if you're familiar with Arizona. I think it's a common misconception that all of Arizona is one big hot desert, but in Flagstaff, we're actually quite unique in that we're the only city in the state that has never reached triple digits. In fact, our summers are generally in the neighborhood of 80 to 85 degrees. We sit up at 7,000 feet, so we see all 4 seasons. We average about 100 inches of snowfall every single year, but we also see 265 days of sun, so the perfect balance there. We're only an hour and a half away from the Grand Canyon, so one of the 7 natural wonders of the world is right in our backyard. And our students also like to visit the Sedona and Oak Creek area, which is only about 45 minutes away from our campus as well. And that's that beautiful red rocks that you're seeing on the right of your screen. Now, we don't require our first year students to live on campus, but about 90% of our first year students do decide to live on campus, and we house our first year students in residential colleges. So what that means is you are housed with other students that are studying under the same academic area as you. So not only can you make connections, meet friends, but you can also form study groups right inside your residence hall. We also have a very hustling student life. We have 400 clubs and organizations on our campus. Those range from sports clubs and intramurals. We have political organizations, academic, professional, sorority and fraternity life, as well as interest in hobby-based clubs. So tons of ways for students to get involved and feel connected to their campus. We do compete in the NCAA Division I Big Sky Conference. Besides women's swim and dive, they will be in the Western Athletic Conference, and they are actually 8-time national WAC champions as well. Now, we are a medium to large size university at NAU, so we welcome about 21,500 undergraduate students. We do have a 21-to-1 student faculty ratio and an average class size of 37. With us being undergraduate focused, we have nearly 100 different programs for you to choose from in your undergraduate career, but we also have options for you to continue your education past that point with 67 master's programs and even 20 doctoral programs as well. Some of our popular programs include psychological sciences, biological sciences, biomedical sciences. Our engineering program is ABET accredited, so that's the highest accreditation that an engineering program can hold. And we also have a School of Hotel and Restaurant Management that is ranked number 7 in the nation and number 14th in the world. Now, I do want to talk through our admissions requirements very quickly. So we do only look at the Core 16 college preparatory classes when we are considering you for admissions and for scholarship consideration. If you have a 3.0 unweighted core GPA in these 16 courses and no deficiencies, meaning you've taken and passed all 16, you're guaranteed admission to NAU. We do consider you if you have a 2.5 unweighted core GPA and no more than 2 deficiencies, and those deficiencies can't be in the same subject area or a combination of math and a lab science. We are test score optional as well, so you do not have to submit ACT or SAT scores to be considered for admissions or scholarships. Now, I did want to be transparent about the cost of your education, as the financial piece is definitely a huge determining factor. Here you'll see our current non-resident tuition rate is $25,396 and some additional costs so that you can start thinking about your estimated total cost of attendance. But we do have scholarships available specifically for our non-resident students because we want to try and make your education as accessible as possible. So if you have a 3.5 unweighted core GPA or higher, you fall into the tier for the President's Excellence Award, 3.0 to 3.49, the President's Award. And those are automatically considered with your NAU application, so no separate application for any merit-based scholarships. And last but not least, just some next steps. If I have any seniors in the room, application for fall of 2022 is open now. So please make sure that if you are interested in NAU that you submit your application. At the end, I will throw in our application fee waiver code in the chat for you so that you won't have to worry about paying that $25 application fee. The free application for federal student aid is also open. That opened on October 1st. So make sure you're filling that out for additional financial aid eligibility. And we also have an honors college. The first step is to apply and be admitted to NAU. After that, if you are interested in honors, you can put in their separate application. You can find all of the information about NAU's Honors College at nau.edu/honors. And I did want to throw my contact information up one more time for you. Please don't hesitate to reach out by phone or email. I am always happy to help answer your questions, but I will also be here to help answer any questions if you want to throw those in the Q&A. So thanks so much for your time and go Lumberjacks.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ashley. All right. Our next presenter is Mitchell Technical College.
Hi, my name's Amaya. I'm from Mitchell Tech, and I work a lot with our ag and construction, but I also travel to like Minnesota, Nebraska, and do a lot of our easterns of South Dakota. I'm going to share my screen. So this is just kind of an aerial view of our campus. We are fairly small. We have about 1,200 students that come to school here. In our main building, the campus center, it holds a lot of our health science and our culinary departments. We also have a center for student success. So we offer free tutoring for every student. And we also have a mental health counselor, disability, who also works with the IEPs. And then with our culinary program. They do make all the food from scratch, which is really nice. And we don't require students to purchase a meal plan, but they can if they want. And then they can put any dollar amount on that. And what's nice about us is we don't wipe it clean at semester, but we do at the end of the year. So students have from August to May to use that up. And then in our technology center holds like our business and our computer science, a lot of our engineering programs. And then we also have a student lounge, and new this year, we did build our own gym. So that is just available to Mitchell Tech students and staff, and it's 24/7 access with your student ID along with the student lounge. And then our Norby Trade Center way in the back on the hill is our biggest building, and that holds our ag and construction. And then the Energy Training Center holds our power line and wind turbine. So we are actually the only power line school in this state. We only take 90 students in that program. It typically fills up fast. So if you're interested in that, I recommend you apply now, just because we already have 40 students accepted for next year. So a little bit about us. We are located in Mitchell, South Dakota. So that's about an hour from Sioux Falls to the west. We offer a lot of 2-year or 1-year degrees. It'll either be a diploma or associates. We also have a lot of agreements with state schools that you can go on 2 years after and get your bachelor's. We focus on a lot of hands-on training. And then our student faculty ratio is 13:1. And then tuition does not cost any more than a South Dakota resident. So we're pretty transparent about that. When looking at a program, we actually break it down. We have the total cost if you have no credits coming in, and that includes tuition, tools, fees, books, laptop. For the whole program, it's about $11,000 per year, so really not bad at all. We do have an 81% retention rate, which is really important when you're looking at any college. You want to know how many students are staying. We have about 73% graduation rate. And then a lot of our students are starting at about $40,000 per year, and 91% of students work in their field. We have about 40 programs that we have to offer, broken down in about 7 divisions. We're most known for our ag and construction, our health sciences, and then of course, our power line is really popular. Typically that has a wait list of about 40 students. The application process is super easy. So once you apply, we just need your high school transcript and then placement scores. You can take the AccuPlacer through us for free if you have not taken the ACT. And then we offer it online or on campus. You just are tested over English, writing, and math. And it's not timed, which is really nice. And then the matriculation fee is about $60. But free application week is October 18th through November 30th this year. So that's about 6 weeks. And even if you don't complete, your matriculation fee is waived. Scholarships, we offer a ton of scholarships. So we have about 250 scholarships that are $500 to $1,000 for new students and current students. That application opens up January 1st. And then we also, a lot of our programs are Build Dakota eligible. Build Dakota is a full ride scholarship. It pays for everything but your living expenses. You just need to work in the state of South Dakota for 3 years if you were to receive it. And we strictly go off of essay questions. We don't look at your GPA or anything. It's just off the essay questions, which is really nice. We gave out 92 full ride scholarships this year. A little bit about student life. So we have our Center for Student Success, which I mentioned earlier. We do have a lot of diversity. We also do like an feather eagle ceremony, which is really neat. We have a ton of just different organizations students can get involved in. We do have our on-campus dining, and then our student lounge and our fitness center are really popular. Housing, we have on-campus housing, but we also offer housing on our website that is available throughout Mitchell, and you can kind of filter it to what you want if you want a house or an apartment. So now is a good time to apply, especially in a lot of our health sciences and power line and our ag. Those fill up the fastest. We do have visit days coming up, exploration days. You can look at 2 programs. We provide lunch. We also give one $500 scholarship away. And then our tech camps, you can come look at a division as a whole. Otherwise, you can always come to our one-on-one. Our information is right on the screen if you want to get a hold of us. And that's kind of all I have for you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Amaya, for sharing that great information about Mitchell Technical College. We are now going to be hearing from Mount Mercy University.
Alrighty, hello everyone. I am just going to share my screen super fast. Alrighty, there we go. I just gotta get that situated. Alrighty, so my name is Mackenzie Recker. I am an admissions counselor here at Mount Mercy University. So just a little background about our institution. So we were founded in 1928 by the Sisters of Mercy from Dublin, Ireland, which is pretty cool if you ask me. We are home to nearly 1,600 students all over from the state of Iowa, the United States, and across the world. So we are a smaller institution. So a little bit about our application process. So there are 2 different tracks you can take, as you've been hearing from other schools. So our first is our standard admission route. So you need a cumulative 2.5 or 2.75 GPA and a 20 or above on the ACTs. We also have a test optional route where you just need the cumulative 3.0 GPA or higher to get admitted. And that is all you need. Send us your transcripts, that kind of thing. One thing I do like to point out is that our students are evaluated individually. So we don't compare students to other students because everyone's different. So why would we compare the same student to someone different? So a little bit about our cost of attendance. So the cost for Mount Mercy's total attendance is $46,968. And I know that's probably a really scary number, but what I'm going to talk a little bit more about are our scholarships and how that number is broken down. So the first number I want to talk about is the tuition. So our full-time tuition is $35,540. Our room and board is $10,428. And then our student fees are around $1,000. So when it comes to those academic awards, what we like to do is to look at your GPA or ACT, whichever one is higher, because we want to give you as much money as we can so you can make your decision based on your time on campus when you come and visit instead of the scary number that you're going to be paying. So we have scholarships for athletics, music, drawing, writing. If you've had a family member attend Mount Mercy, we have scholarships for that as well. Just a little bit of other financial aid. So we have a visit grant, which is pretty cool. So when you come to visit campus, you'd be able to get $1,000. All of our scholarships are good for all 4 years as well. So once the school year ends in May, once you come back in August, you get all of your scholarships for the 4 years that you are at Mount Mercy. Again, other institutional scholarships include athletics, music, creative writing, things like that. Of course, the FAFSA opened on October 1st, so make sure you go ahead and apply for that and send that our way. We also have a few other grants. So the visit grant, we have legacy awards and a few other ones. We offer student employment on campus, so that way you don't have to drive off campus to go to your job. It's right here. We do accept outside scholarships, so we'll be able to pile that on with the other scholarships you get from Mount Mercy. And then of course, there are student loans. So this is a quick list of all of the majors that we offer at Mount Mercy. The ones that are in yellow are the ones that are brand new. So we always like to talk about those. Our main majors that we have here at Mount Mercy are going to be criminal justice, business, education, whether that is secondary or elementary education,
nursing, and then undecided is one of our top 5 majors as well. So benefits of our education, we have relatively smaller class sizes, which is really nice. You get to know your professors and the other students in your classes. We have a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So again, you get to know your professors on more of that personal level and you're able to connect with them. And then we have experiential learning with internships, study abroad opportunities, and service learning experiences as well. And then a few of our student resources that we have here on campus include our fitness and wellness centers, which those are brand new. They opened in the spring of 2019 and fall of 2020. We have our Academic Center for Excellence, which is our ACE Center. So that is our tutoring facility. There are tutors for every class that Mount Mercy provides, which is pretty cool, and that is completely free for students. We have healthcare and counseling services, which again are free. We have public safety 24/7, career services, and then something that's kind of cool about our campus is every building except for 2 dorms are connected by tunnels. So that way, when it's -30 below in the dead of January and Iowa winters can be harsh, you get to walk down in the tunnels where it's 70 degrees. You can go to class without even putting on your winter coat. So these are our athletic teams that Mount Mercy offers. Going back to those scholarships that we offer as well, there are scholarships available for athletics, which is really cool. And then I was talking about those athletic facilities. So the top left is our Hennessy Recreation Center, which is our gym here on campus. The bottom left is our Robert Plaster Athletic Complex. And then on the right is our Renderneck Athletic Center. So we do offer, again, more scholarships for music. So these are a list of our vocal and instrumental ensembles that we have here on campus. And something that's kind of cool is that we are the only show choir in the state of Iowa at a collegiate level. And then these are our residence halls that we have here on campus. We have free laundry, parking, Wi-Fi, and cable, and then our dining centers on campus as well. Just a few of our campus events that we host for students. And then any questions, I will go ahead and drop my email in the chat, and I will also be here at the end for the Q&A.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mackenzie, for sharing that great information. All right, we are now going to hear from our next presenter, and that is Viterbo. All right.
I'm so sorry. I'm getting there. My laptop's been really glitchy, everyone. I want to apologize.
So our next presenter will be Viterbo University. I'm going to be able to.
Yeah.
All right. And now, let's see.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jordan Polk. I'm an admissions counselor over at Viterbo University. While this loads up here. So if you're not familiar with Viterbo, we are a private liberal arts college. We were founded in 1890 with the Franciscan Sisters, Perpetual Adoration. So we are located right on the Wisconsin-Minnesota border in La Crosse, Wisconsin. A couple pictures of it up above. Very beautiful area right on the Mississippi River. Got the bluffs on the east side. So a very unique and old town. So in the metro area of La Crosse, there's about 150,000, 50,000 directly in the La Crosse area. So it is a thriving college town. So what's really unique is, and I'll talk a little bit more about it, but we're a smaller university. And sometimes with these smaller universities, they're the only thing in town. But luckily for us, being located in La Crosse, there are 3 colleges or universities in town. So it is a very vibrant college town. We've been ranked #1 many times for one of the best college towns in Wisconsin. So you really get the best of both worlds, where your education is going to be a small, individualized, personalized education. But when you step off campus, you still get that big college town feel, but there's plenty to do. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So a little bit more about Viterbo. We have about 1,500 undergraduate students and about 1,000 graduate students. Your average class size is going to be about 16 to 20 or so. So again, a very personalized education. Your professors are going to know your name. You're going to know their name. You're not going to be some number in the computer. They're the ones that teach the classes, not TAs. So it's a very discussion-based classroom. Very, not so much where it's going to be lectured style classrooms. We offer over 40 different programs. We're probably most known for our nursing programs. About 40% of our students are in our nursing program. Our music theater program is ranked top 30 in the United States. And then our third biggest program is probably our business program. So a little bit more about the education is we do have a 4-year guarantee. So that's exactly what it sounds like. It's a nice little contract that you sign when you register for classes your first year. And basically says you promise to pass all your classes and we promise to have you out of here in 4 years no matter what. So that can kind of help bring that cost down in the long run, where you're not going to be in a 4.5, 5-year program. You're going to be done in 4 years guaranteed. On top of that, we have a 100% placement rate. So what that means is within 6 months of graduation, you won't only have a job, but you'll have a job in the field that you went to school for, or you'll get into a graduate program. So a little bit more about our nursing program is we do work directly with the Mayo Clinic system. So you may be familiar with them, especially if you're joining us with Minnesota. So we do work, they are about 25 yards away from our campus, so they're right across the street. Additionally, we do some work over where your junior and senior year, you'll go spend some time at the Rochester Hospital. So that's a couple notes with our nursing program too, is we do have direct admission. So if you have a 3.65 high school GPA, you are directly admitted into our nursing program. So automatically accepted and starting in the program your sophomore year. If not, don't let that deter you. We do have a holistic path. And what's unique about our nursing program being a little bit small and personalized that a lot of bigger schools can't say is that we have never had to waitlist anybody. So if you do go that holistic path, all it means is you're going to take those same core classes you need to maintain a certain GPA, then you apply for the program in May. If you can do those 3 things, you are going to get into the program because again, we've never had to waitlist somebody. So that helps us keep that 4-year guarantee. And you'll start clinicals right away that sophomore year. Anything in our health sciences is very strong. So a lot of our pre-med program paths, we are very proud that we have a 95% acceptance rate in the medical school. So that is quite higher than the national average. We additionally have some articulation agreements with schools, which basically means that you can apply and be accepted to those as early as your freshman year at Viterbo. So you don't have to worry about stressing about getting into that certain medical school, is that you do have an automatic acceptance into a number of different schools across the country that we partner with. Some highlights in our business program. So you're going to have 2 internships to graduate, but what we can say is that we can guarantee that 2 of those internships are going to be paid. So if you find a great internship that isn't paid and you still want to do it, we have a grant through the School of Business where the school will pay you for that time. Additionally, we have our 4+1 program, so you can get your MBA in just 1 additional year instead of having to graduate and then apply to programs and do 2 years. You're going to be automatically accepted into that, which is 1 additional year. So we are NAIA Division III for athletics. We have basically all the sports except for football, wrestling, and lacrosse. If you don't know the big difference between NAIA and NCAA, at this level, the Division III level, really the big difference is we can offer athletic scholarships because we are an NAIA Division III school. So if you're interested, reach out to us. We do have a recruit me page that gets sent directly to the recruiting coach for whichever sport you're interested in. Last couple notes about the admission process is we are, obviously, admission is open. So go ahead and jump on viterbo.edu to apply. It is a free application. We do rolling enrollment. So once we've received all your information, we look at it and you should know within 48 hours if you've been accepted. We are test optional also this year. So if you don't wish to submit your test scores, you don't have to. But here's some information if you want to take a quick picture of it. Otherwise, I will drop it in the chat for you. But thank you, everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jordan, for sharing that great information about Viterbo University. Our last presenter of the evening is from Illinois Institute of Technology.
Thank you, Danielle. I'm going to share my screen, everybody, and then we'll jump right on into things. So, again, hello, everyone. My name is Claire Johnson, and I'm a Senior International Admission Counselor at Illinois Institute of Technology, which is located in Chicago, Illinois. So from Minnesota, it's about a 7 to 8 hour drive or 1 to 1.5 hour flight, depending on what you choose to do. And this is a nice view of our campus where you can see just how close we are to downtown Chicago, or what's known as the Loop. So the distance from our campus to the main city center of Chicago is about 3 miles or 5 kilometers. So it's very, very close, and that opens up a lot of really great internship and future career opportunities to our students, as well as being able to take advantage of the amazing cultural activities, restaurants, museums, all of those fun things that Chicago does have to offer. So as I said, we are in Chicago, Illinois, and we're actually Chicago's only tech university. So there's many great colleges and universities in the city of Chicago, but we are the only one that really hones in on and emphasizes the STEM programs. So for students who are looking for something like engineering, math, and science, we're a really great fit for that. Though we are in the big city of Chicago, our campus is actually quite small at only about 125 acres in size. So that really allows students to build personalized connections with their peers, their faculty, their advisors, and feel that support of a small campus while still taking advantage of the opportunities that a big city does offer. We're also a residential campus, so 70% of our students are living in the residence halls, and as a first and second year student is actually required to live on campus. And after that, a student can decide to move off campus if they so choose. In terms of our neighborhood, we're located in Bronzeville, and we're also very close to Bridgeport and Chinatown. And for those who are baseball fans, we're just across the highway from the White Sox baseball stadium as well. In terms of our student body size, we have about 3,000 undergraduate students and 3,200 graduate and law students. So again, it's a very small community, very small campus in the big city of Chicago. Our student faculty ratio is about 12:1, and average class sizes are around 15 students or so. So again, small class sizes, which equates to higher levels of support for our students from faculty. We are very diverse despite our small size. So we have students from all 50 states within the US, and our international student population is at 34%. So we have a lot of different perspectives and backgrounds that adds to a diverse student experience, both in and outside of the classroom. And then finally, our retention rate is 88%. In terms of the program we offer, it's probably no surprise to see that we have programs in Armour College of Engineering, College of Computing, Lewis College of Science and Letters, Stewart School of Business, and the College of Architecture. Our most popular department is by far the Armour College of Engineering, and not too far behind is the College of Computing, where you'll find computer science, information technology and management, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. Our College of Architecture is also very popular and well-renowned because it is a 5-year architecture program. Typically, architecture programs take 6 years to complete, but ours is 1 less year, and students are able to begin practicing as architects once they graduate and pass their licensure examination. The Lewis College of Science and Letters combines both hard science programs like physics, chemistry, biology, as well as social sciences like global studies, digital humanities, and social, economic, and policy development. And then finally, in our Stewart School of Business, we do offer 1 bachelor's in business administration, but this program is unique in that it is a Bachelor of Science in Business versus a Bachelor of Arts, because it is infused with that technology focus, since we are primarily a STEM institution. So in all, we have over 40 undergraduate majors that students can participate in, as well as a variety of minors as well. And then another great option for students to take advantage of during their time at Illinois Tech is our co-terminal program, or also known as Accelerated Masters, which allows a student to achieve both their bachelor's and master's degrees within as few as 5 years. In terms of our admission process, we do use the Common Application, so it's free to apply and it's all online. Students just need to choose Illinois Institute of Technology as one of the universities they would like to submit their Common App to, and then it'll be sent right to us. Along with that Common App, we also do need some additional documents. We are test optional for fall 2022 and spring 2022, so it is not required to submit SAT or ACT scores, but we are happy to take those scores if a student has them. We'll need to see high school transcripts. In terms of what those transcripts should include, we need to see 3 years of grades at least during the admission process. 1 letter of recommendation is required, and this can be from a teacher or a counselor. And then for architecture students, a portfolio is optional, but highly recommended. For recommended coursework, we do prefer to see that students have completed 4 years of math, English, and engineering or science during high school, as well as 2 years of social science. And this helps us to see that a student will be ready and have the proper background to be successful in a rigorous program at Illinois Tech. We do have a variety of deadlines here. So we have some priority scholarship deadlines. October 15th is our early decision binding deadline, and November 15th is the early action non-binding deadline. And these deadlines are important because they allow a student to be eligible to be reviewed for these scholarships listed here: Cameras, Crown, Duchessois, and Leadership Academy, which are all full tuition scholarships. And then in terms of our regular decision deadline, it is March 1st for fall admission, and then November 15th for spring admission. Our cost of attendance is listed here, so we're estimated at about $68,000 per year, but no student pays that amount because we do offer some really nice scholarship packages to our students. The first is the HEALD scholarship, which does range from $10,000 to $25,000 per year. And a student is automatically reviewed for this when they apply. There's no need to submit a separate application or any separate documents. It'll automatically be put into consideration. And then those special scholarships that I did mention, Cameras, Duchessois, Leadership Academy, and Crown, are full tuition scholarships, but it is necessary to submit some additional documents and application materials, and then also abide by either our early decision deadline of October 15th or the early action deadline of November 15th. And then finally, we do have our World Robot Olympiad, VEX, or First Robotics Scholarship, and it's $25,000 per year. And this is open to students who participated in either of these organizations. So that wraps up my presentation. Do feel free to reach out to us and contact us, and our application is open. So of course, do apply if you are interested.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Claire. All right, we're now going to have all of our representatives for the evening come back on the camera, and we have time to go through just one question this evening. And I think our attendees would love to know what is one myth that each of you would like to debunk in this college application process. So we're just going to just answer in the same order that you presented. So we'll start with Iowa State University.
Yeah, great question. So I would say on behalf of Iowa State University, I think oftentimes students working with students here in Minnesota, they think it's automatically going to be more expensive for them to go out of state. And so that is one myth I would like to debunk, is that while that can potentially be true, that certainly isn't always the case. And so I would just say, make sure to see the process through with your financial aid offer letter before making that decision.
Yeah, that's a great question. I agree with what Amy said, but also I think there's a myth that college application process is really scary and really difficult. And some students may feel like they can only apply to one college or two colleges, but I really recommend going and visiting as many colleges as you can. That's the best way to get a feel for a campus and know if it's the right fit. And also, if you're interested, apply. That's the best way to know. And take a look at what kind of merit-based scholarships you qualify for. Like here at NAU, you're automatically considered. So if you are even a little bit interested, I say throw in that application so that you can have all the information to make the most informed decision.
So for us technical schools, I think the most that we need to debunk is that when it comes to that Build Dakota or any of our scholarship questions, that it goes off GPA and stuff. It's not. We strictly just go off of essays. And I think that discouraged some kids to apply. And then some kids also don't try very hard because they don't feel like they're going to get it, but their parents told them to do it. As long as you put effort into it, you have a pretty good chance of getting a scholarship.
Yeah, what about Mount Mercy? Mackenzie, do you have a myth that you want to debunk in the college admission process? Okay, Jordan, what about you? What are you thinking?
Yeah, and I'm sure she would agree with me being in private school also. One big thing for us is sometimes students steer away because they see what we call our sticker price is usually, somewhere up in the high 30s, 40,000 a year. But we just like to remind everybody that nobody pays that. Being private schools, we have a ton of ways to help bring that down. I know we do merit scholarships. So we usually see that our end sticker price or our end price is very close to the same as those state schools. So don't let just because something's private scare you away because you think it's gonna be too expensive.
I would definitely echo what Jordan just said, and I would also add on that a myth that I see a lot when I'm speaking with students and families is, they're very concerned that the admission decision will just depend solely on grades and test scores, and are worried about perhaps a semester or a year where a student struggled a little bit more and grades went down, and they're worried that that will cause their admission to be denied. And for us, it's a holistic review where we're looking at everything, the essays, letters of recommendation, extracurricular involvement. And so it's not just dependent on those grades and test scores. So as others have said, just apply because that's the best way to know if you'll be admitted, and don't let certain fears keep you from not applying. And then meeting with us as admission counselors is a great way to discuss more in detail a personal situation that that a student has and how that may have affected their academics during high school. And so being open and having those conversations is a great way to let us know what's going on, and then allow us to review you based on your situation and not just looking at the grades.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you all so much for sharing. Just those myths that can sometimes keep students from moving forward in the college application process. I want to thank you all for attending this evening. Like I mentioned, this is just one of the many sessions that are happening. There is another one that's going to be occurring at 7 p.m. As you close out from this session, you will receive a very quick survey. We appreciate any feedback that you're able to offer. And then finally, I want to encourage you to also check out the recordings. They're going to be available at strivescan.com/Minnesota. So thank you so much to our attendees for attending this evening, as well as our college representatives for being with us. And have a great evening.